Good morning. Today is very important topic towards your chemistry life. That is valency factor and n factor. Valency factor and n factor. Okay. So what is this? And very important. Listen carefully. That is the valency factor. What is this valency factor? Where it is used? Okay. So valency factor, which is also called as n factor. Another word is n factor or valency factor. Okay. Now it is simply indicated as n factor. N factor. What is this n factor? N factor is nothing but it is the number of moles of electrons gained or lost by 1 mole of substance. Gained or lost by 1 mole of substance. My dear boys, valency factor is applicable for 1 mole only. That is the number of moles of electrons gained or lost by a substance when it is involved in a reaction per 1 mole. Per 1 mole. So detailing we are going to discuss the concept here. So how, sir? What are the importance of this valency factor? What are the applications of this valency factor? So the applications of this valency factor is first point. It is used to calculate equivalent weight of substance. Equivalent weight of species. Equivalent weight of species. Equivalent weight is equal to formula. So that is molar mass of that species by n factor. If you know the n factor, you should calculate equivalent weight. Because equivalent weight is the most important part. Just a minute. Yes. So equivalent weight is used to calculate, it is used to calculate equivalent weight of species. That is equivalent weight is equal to molar mass of that species by n factor. Molar mass of that species by n factor. So if you know the n factor, that molecular mass by n factor is equal to equivalent weight. So this equivalent weight is most of the cases, in most of the chemical reactions, equivalent weights are used in it. So later I am explaining this equivalent weight, please wait. Next, second point. It is used to calculate. It is used to calculate number of gram equivalents of species. Number of gram equivalents of species. So what is this number of gram equivalents? Number of gram equivalents is equal to formula. Number of gram equivalents is equal to number of moles indicated with the letter in into n factor. Number of moles into n factor. That is the number of gram equivalents. N into n factor. N into n factor is equal to number of gram equivalents. So most of the cases, gram equivalents are used. That gram equivalents is calculated from moles. Number of moles into n factor is equal to gram equivalents. If you know that n factor, if you know this n factor, you should calculate gram equivalents. N factor is nothing but lost electrons or gained electrons for 1 mole of the substance during that process. During that process. Now, third application. So, normality is equal to molarity into n factorial. That is, normality is converted into molarity or molarity is converted into normality. If you know molarity, you should calculate normality. If you know normality, you should convert that one into molarity by using n factorial. Now the relation between molarity and normality is equal to molarity into n factorial. These two are the methods to express the concentration of the solution. That is, one concentration term is changed to another concentration term. One is in normality and one is molarity. So in simple, it is taken as it is normality is equal to n factor into molarity. Normality is equal to n factor into molarity. So that is the formula. So frequently used. Next, fourth one. In titrations, that is, gram equivalents are used. Gram equivalents are used. That gram equivalent is calculated by using this formula. Gram equivalent. So that means in titrations also this n factor is used. In titrations also this n factor is used. So these are the different applications towards this n factor. So first of all, you should learn what is the n factor for a particular substance. What is the n factor for a particular substance? So now I'm trying to explain how to calculate the n factor for a particular substance. After calculating this n factor, you should calculate equivalent weight of the substance. Equivalent weight is equal to molar mass of the species by n factor n. If you know the n factor, it is easy to calculate equivalent weight. Now, sir, what is the equivalent weight? So, what is equivalent weight? So, equivalent weight is the, see here, that is the number of parts by mass of just like molecular weight, every substance has equivalent weight, equivalent mass. Equivalent weight or equivalent mass. So what is this equivalent weight or equivalent mass? Equivalent weight, it is the number of parts by mass of substance the number of parts by mass of substance which combine or react or displace directly or indirectly. Directly or indirectly, equivalent weight of the substance is nothing but it is the part by mass of a particular substance either directly reacts or indirectly reacts with a 1.008 parts by mass of hydrogen or B 8 parts by mass of oxygen or C that is 35.5 parts by mass of chlorine or 108 parts by mass of silver. Parts by mass of silver. So that means how many parts by mass of that particular substance react with either directly or indirectly with 1.008 parts of hydrogen or 8 parts of oxygen or 35.5 parts of chlorine or 108 parts of silver or 108 parts of silver. So this is the equivalent weight of substance. So this equivalent weight of the substance, so equivalent weight of substance is equal to gram molecular weight of the substance by n factor. It is the shortest formula to find out equivalent weight of the substance. That equivalent weight is nothing but how many parts of the substance can I combine with 1 part by mass of hydrogen or 8 parts by mass of oxygen or 35.5% parts by mass of chlorine or 108 parts by mass of silver. For example, so what is the there is equivalent weight? If equivalent weight is expressed in grams, then it is gram equivalent weight. Then it is the gram equivalent weight. So frequently equivalent weight or gram equivalent weight are taken. Now gram equivalent weight of the substance is equal to gram molecular weight by n factor. So whatever you want to calculate, you should know about the n factor. You should know about the n factor. So this n factor is how to identify n factor of a particular chemical. N factor of a particular chemical, how to find out. So now I'm going to try to explain n factor of a particular substance. N factor of a particular substance, how to calculate it. It is very, very important. If you know n factor, it is easy to calculate equivalent weight. Equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by n factor. This n factor is explained under different headings. That is, the number of headings are there for acids, for bases, for salts, for oxidizing agents, for reducing agents, for atoms, for molecules. So these are the different methods to explain. There are the different ways to explain how to find out this n factor. How to find out this n factor. So now I'm going to take how to find out this n factor. So n factor is calculated by under here I'm taking 6 headings in it. They are see here. Calculation of n factor. Calculation of n factor. So here I'm taking 6 types of substances. 6 types of substances. One is acids. Second is bases. Third one is salts. Fourth one is for atoms and homoatomic molecules. Fifth one is oxidizing agents. Sixth one is reducing agents. Here I'm taking calculation of this n factor under 6 headings. One is acids, bases, salts, atoms, oxidizing agents, or reducing agents. Okay. So now one by one, how to find out? Because our substances are classified like this. Our substance may be acid, maybe base, maybe salt, either oxidizing agent or reducing agent, or atoms or molecules. So any of these. So if you identify that base, so is this atom or molecule? That is the way to that is n factor is calculated in that way. So first of all, so how to calculate for acids n factor, for bases n factor. So side by one by one I will explain. So please listen carefully, my dear boys. So it is very, very important for whatever it may be the chemistry calculations. It is totally depending on this n factor. You should identify. So is the substance acid or base or salt? So there is by using the concept I will explain. So the n factor of that particular substances. N factor of that particular substances. Okay. So, my dear boys, please close your videos. Now, first of all, for acids, how to calculate n factor? For acids, how to calculate n factor? So, acids, first of all, what are acids? So, acids are, these are the substances, which release H plus ions in aqueous solution. It is generally Arrhenius theory. According to Arrhenius theory, acid is a substance which releases H plus ions in aqueous solution. That is acid. So whatever it may be the substance, if it releases H plus, that is automatically taken as acid. See here. There is HCl. It releases H plus ion and Cl minus dissociates into H2SO4. It may dissociate into H plus and HSO4 minus. H plus or HSO4 minus. Here only one H plus ion released, or two H plus ions and SO4 2 minus. Here two H plus ions are released. Maybe possible. It may be possible. Next. HNO3 is there. It dissociates into H plus ion and NO3 minus ion. That means these number of H plus ions are not equal for substance to substance, for acid to acid. Therefore, for acids, basicity is there. For acids, basicity exists. What is this basicity? Basicity is nothing but number of replaceable hydrogen atoms, or number of H plus ions released by 1 mole of substance. 1 mole of substance in that reaction. Number of replaceable hydrogen atoms or number of H plus ions released by 1 mole of substance in that atom, which is taken as basicity. Here for HCl, basicity is equal to 1. Only one H plus ion are released. For H2SO4, basicity, in this case it is 1, in this case it is 2. That means basicity of an acid may not be fixed any. So for H2SO4, either 1 or 2 only. Basicity. In this case, if the H2SO4 splits like this, basicity is equal to 1. If H2SO4 splits like this, so 2 H plus ions are released, so basicity is 2 only. That means basicity is nothing but number of H plus ions released when it is dissolved in water by 1 mole substance. 1 mole substance. If HNO3, that is basicity is equal to 1 only. Basicity is equal to 1. So what is basicity? Basicity is nothing but number of replaceable hydrogen atoms or number of H plus ions released by 1 mole of substance in that reaction. So see here, NaOH is there. This is base. This reacts with H2SO4. That gives NaHSO4 plus H2O. NaHSO4 plus H2O. So see here. So H2SO4 is taken as HSO4. This H and this OH is released as H2O. Therefore, this Na and this HSO4 gives NaHSO4. Therefore, here only one hydrogen is replaced with sodium. Therefore, here N factor is equal to 1 for H2SO4. So how many hydrogens are replaced here in this reaction? Only one hydrogen is replaced. Therefore, N factor is 1. But if the same reaction is taken as 2 NaOH reacts with H2SO4, that gives Na2SO4 plus 2 H2O. If this is the reaction takes place, these two hydrogens are replaced with sodium. Therefore, in this case, n factor is equal to 2 only. N factor is equal to 2. Therefore, the number of hydrogens replaced by another species is taken as n factor n. So in previous case, n factor of H2SO4 is 1. Now it is n factor is 2 only. N factor is 2. So my dear boys, is this clear? So please listen carefully. N factor for a particular substance is not constant. It may depending on nature of that particular reaction. So that may be replaceable by 1 hydrogen, or replaceable by 2 hydrogens, or may replaceable by 3 hydrogens. It is very, very important. See here, once again. What are acids? Acids are nothing but which releases H plus ions. The number of H plus ions released is nothing but basicity of that substance. Basicity. That basicity is the N factor for that substance. So for acids, N factor is equal to basicity. For acids, N factor is equal to basicity. That basicity is this one. That basicity is this one. So N factor is equal to basicity. Okay. Now once again, I'm taking some examples. See here. For example, H2SO4. It splits into H plus ion and HSO4 minus ion. That means 1 mole H2SO4 gives 1 mole H plus ion, 1 mole HSO4 minus. How many H plus ions released by this acid? Here 1 H plus ion. This is the basicity. Therefore, basicity is 1. Okay. So if the reaction takes place like this, but if same H2SO4 may give 2 H plus ions and SO4 2 minus ion. Here 2 H plus ions are released by 1 mole of H2SO4. Therefore, in this case, basicity is equal to 2. Here basicity is equal to 1. Only 1 hydrogen is released. That means for H2SO4, N factor sometimes 1 or sometimes 2. Their basicity is nothing but N factor. Their basicity is nothing but N factor. Okay. So what is N factor? Basicity of acid is N factor. Basicity of acid is N factor. So you see here the reaction. H2SO4 reacts with KOH. That gives KHSO4 plus H2O. KHSO4 plus H2O. Okay. So now, how many hydrogens are replaced here? How many hydrogens are replaced here? So someone asked me, please increase the font size. I will try. Wait. H2SO4 reacts with KOH. That gives KHSO4 plus H2O. KHSO4 plus H2O. Now, in this reaction, how many hydrogens are replaced by this potassium? Tell me, how many hydrogens are replaced? So see here, 2 hydrogens are there. Already 1 hydrogen itself is exists. Therefore, only 1 hydrogen is replaced by this potassium. Therefore, here N factor for H2SO4 is equal to 1. N factor for H2SO4 is equal to 1. Only 1 hydrogen is replaced there with potassium. For example, if the reaction takes place like this, H2SO4 reacts with KOH, that gives K2SO4 plus 2H2O. 2H2O. Here, 2 hydrogens are there. All those 2 hydrogens are replaced with potassium. 2 hydrogens are replaced with potassium. Okay. But therefore, N factor in this case is 2 again. But N factor in this case is 2. So very, very important. Very, very important. So if reaction takes place like this, N factor is equal to 2 for H2SO4. If reaction takes place like this, N factor is 1 for H2SO4. For H2SO. That means for a particular substance, N factor is not constant. It is depending on the type of reaction, the number of hydrogens replaceable. Okay, so see here some examples for this n factor n that is useful to calculate equivalent weight, because equivalent weight is equal to n molecular mass by n factor n. Equivalent weight is equal to molecular mass by n factor. So now I'm trying to calculate equivalent masses of different acids, equivalent weight of different acids. So see here, acids, formula, ionization, next n factor, that is equivalent mass, equivalent weight, which is equal to molecular weight by n factor n, which is equal to molecular weight by n factor. These are the columns. So see here, first one, that is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. Its formula is HCl. It is ionizes as H plus N and Cl minus N. Therefore, 1 H plus N is coming out. N factor is equal to 1. Therefore, equivalent weight is equal to, let molecular weight is M by 1. That is equivalent weighted. M by 1 is equivalent weighted. Now, second one. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Formula is H2SO4. It may break down in two ways. H plus ion and HSO4 minus, or 2H plus ion and SO4 2 minus. SO4 2 minus. In this case, n factor is 1 and in this case, n factor is 2 and therefore, if reaction takes place like this, here equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 1. But here, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 2. That means, equivalent weight of H2SO4 is not constant. It may be M by 1. M is molecular weight of H2SO4 is 98. That means, here it is 98 by 1. It is 98 by 2. It is 98. It is 49. That means, is equivalent weight of H2SO4 is constant? Is equivalent weight of H2SO4 is constant? No, only because its n factor is not constant. Sometimes its n factor is equal to 1. Sometimes its n factor is equal to 2. If it is equal to 1, it is equal to 98. If it is equal to 2, it is 49 and equivalent weight. Equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by n and molecular weight by n factor. That n factor for here for acids is number of replaceable or displaced hydrogens and replaceable or displaceable hydrogens. This is for H2SO4. Now, next third case. That is orthophosphoric acid. Orthophosphoric acid. Its formula is H3PO4. Its formula is H3PO4. Its structure, before explaining this n factor, first of all, you should know the structure of this H3PO4. The structure of this H3PO4 is the central atom is, listen carefully, the central atom is phosphorus. It is bonded with double bond 1 oxygen. With the double bond 1 oxygen, phosphorus can form 3 bonds. So total 5 bonds. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 4, 5 bonds. Sorry, total 4, 5 bonds. So this is 1 oxygen is completed. Remaining 3 oxygens and 3 hydrogens are there. 3 oxygen, 3 hydrogens as OH. OH. This is the structure of H3PO4. H3PO4. It is the structure of H3PO4. So listen, my dear boys, those hydrogens which are bonded to oxygen only released as H plus ions. Only released as H plus ion. So see here, this is the hydrogen connected with oxygen. That means it is released as H plus ion. This is also connected with oxygen, released as H plus ion. Here also hydrogen connected with oxygen, released as H plus ion. That means the three hydrogens are replaceable hydrogens. That means this H3PO4 may split as H plus ion and H2PO4 minus ion, or may break as 2H plus ion and HPO4 minus 2 ion, maybe 3H plus ions and that is PO4 minus 3 ion. These are the three ways to break the H3PO. Only maybe one H plus ion or two H plus ions, but three H plus ions may be different. Therefore, in this case, N factor is equal to 1. Here N factor is equal to 2. Here N factor is equal to 3N. Because these are the one hydrogen, two hydrogens, three hydrogens. There is replaceable hydrogens. Here 1, here 2, here 3. Therefore, N factor 1, 2, 3. So in these cases, here equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 1. Here equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 2. Here equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 3. Molecular weight by 3. Therefore, molecular weight of this orthophosphoric acid is not fixed. That may be M by 1. M is nothing but molecular weight. M is nothing but molecular weight. Molecular weight of this H3PO4 is how much? 3 hydrogens, 3 plus oxygen 31, 4 oxygens, that is each oxygen has 16, 4 16 32, 32, 64. Therefore, the total molecular mass of this H3PO4 is that is 4 plus 1, 5 plus 3, H. That is 98. And H3PO4 molecular weight is 98. That's why it is 98 by 1. It is 98 by 2. Here 98 by 3. 98 by 3. These are the equivalent weights of substances. That means, is H3PO4 equivalent weight is fixed? No, because so N value is not fixed. N factor is not fixed. May be different. That means molecular weight of the substance is fixed, but not their equivalent weights. Equivalent weights also numerical, but that is calculated by using N factor. N factor of a particular substance is not fixed. That is why equivalent weights are also not fixed. Equivalent weights also not fixed. So therefore, so possible N factor for H3PO4, that is orthophosphoric acid, is. So you should know the structure. So now it is, I explained this structure. Please be mind. Please be mind. So here 3 OH groups are there. Each hydrogen released as H plus acid. Okay. So it is equal. That is orthophosphoric acid case. Next, I will explain another one, that is phosphorus acid, not phosphoric acid. Next example, that is orthophosphorus acid. Orthophosphorus acid. Its formula is H3PO3. So H3PO3. So it is H3PO4, it is H3PO3. Write down its structure. Write down its structure just like this. So central atom is the phosphorus. One hydrogen, one oxygen with double bond O. There is 3 other bonds, total 5 bonds. Next, one oxygen is completed, remaining 2 oxygens are there, 3 hydrogens with 2 oxygens. So remaining are 1 OH oxygens are completed. There is another hydrogen. Another hydrogen. This is the structure of H3PO4, PO3, orthophosphorus acid. It is a phosphoric acid. That is phosphorus acid, phosphoric acid. So see here, this is the hydrogen connected with oxygen, therefore released as H plus. This is hydrogen connected with oxygen, released as H plus. This is hydrogen connected with phosphorus, not released as H plus. Not released as H plus. That's it. Only 2 hydrogens are released by this acid. Maximum 2 hydrogens are released. Therefore, maximum N factor is 2. Here, maximum N factor is 3. That is 1, 2, 3 are acceptable. Maximum is 3. Here, maximum is only 2, even though having side hydrogen that is directly connected with phosphorus. that is directly connected with phosphorus. That is why not released as H plus. Not released as H plus. Therefore, this may break down as H plus ion and HPO3 minus ion, or 2 H plus ions and, sorry, it is H2. HPO3 minus 2 ion. Minus 2 ion. Here n factor is equal to 1. Here n factor is equal to 2 ion. So one hydrogen H plus is there. There are 2 hydrogens. Therefore, in this case, n factor is equal to 1. In this case, n factor is equal to 2. This hydrogen is not released as H plus ion. That is, the third hydrogen is not released, even though having 3 hydrogens, but maximum basicity is 2 ion. Therefore, in this case, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 1. Here in this case, molecular weight by 2. Molecular weight by 2. So this is the way to find out equivalent weights of different substances. If you know the n factor, so that molecular mass by that n factor is equal to their equivalent masses. Okay. So for acids, equivalent n factor is equal to number of replaceable hydrogens by 1 mole of substance. In 1 mole of substance. So replaceable. So here it is maximum 3, but it is 1, 2, 3 are possible. Here maximum 2, even though having third hydrogen, third hydrogen is not replaceable. So this is very, very important. Please be mind. The formula is 3, but maximum is 2 only. Maximum is 2 only. So very, very important. Next, another example. My dear boys, tomorrow math class is there or not? Tell me. Tomorrow math class is there or not? Please give your response. Tomorrow math class is there or not? Yes, okay. Okay. See here, next one, next example. In acid size, thank you, my dear boy. Oxalic acid and oxalic acid. Its formula is H2C2O4. H2C2O4. Its structure is COOH bonded with COOH. This hydrogen released as H plus. This hydrogen also released as H plus. Therefore, it may break down into H plus ion and HC2O4 minus ion, or H plus ion, 2 H plus ions and C2O4 minus 2 ion. Here n factor is 1, here n factor is 2 only. Therefore, equivalent weight in this case is equal to molecular weight by 1. In this case, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 2. So here I explained both n factors and equivalent weights of the particular substances. Equivalent weights of the particular substances. So this is the way to identify. So how much is the n factor and how much is the equivalent weight of the particular substance. So what is n factor? That is a replaceable H plus ion, or number of H plus ions released by that particular substance from 1 mole of the substance. So that is n factor. So n factor for a particular substance is not constant. It is depending on the nature of the reaction. So if n factor is not constant, automatically their equivalent masses are also not constant. Molecular mass of the particular substance is constant, but not their equivalent weight. So already here are most of the examples are there. In H3PO4, there exist 3 hydrogens, but n factor maximum is only 2, because that third hydrogen is directly linked with phosphorus. That is, the third hydrogen is not replaced by any other substances. There are only 2 replaceable hydrogens are there. Therefore, maximum is 2 only. In case of H3PO3, that is orthophosphorus acid, or simply called as phosphorus acid. But in case of H3PO4, it is maximum 4 end. It is maximum 3 end. That is, all those 3 hydrogens are connected with 3 oxygens. So see those structures. Okay. So this is about your acid cell. For acids, water acid which releases H plus ion. Water acid which releases H plus ion. The number of H plus ions released by 1 mole of substance is called as basicity of that acid. That basicity is taken as n factor for that particular substance. N factor. So this is for acids n factoring. Now, for acidic oxides, how much is the N factor? So see here, SO2, sulfur dioxide, acidic oxide, SO3, acidic oxide, non-metal oxides are acidic N. So these acidic oxides react here, two NaOH reacted with each other. Therefore, that gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. That means 1 mole of SO2 reacts with 2 moles of NaOH. Therefore, N factor is equal to 2. See here also, that reacts with 2 NaOH. Here is Na2SO3. It gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. Here also, 2 moles NaOH is involved in the reaction. Therefore, N factor for SO3 is also 2. N factor for SO3 is also 2. So for acetic acid, how many moles of base are involved in the reaction? How many moles of that base involved in the reaction? 1 for 1 mole of the substance. So 1 mole SO3 reacts, 2 moles NaOH. 1 mole SO3 reacts, 2 moles NaOH. The number of moles of base reacts by 1 mole of acidic oxide is the N factor for that particular substance. Therefore, for this one, for SO3, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 2. Here also for SO2, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 2. These are the equivalent weights of this acidic oxides. These are the equivalent weights of these acidic oxides. Next. See here. For H3BO3, it is called as orthoboric acid. Orthoboric acid. It is H3BO3. Okay. This one reacts with 1 OH minus ion from base that gives, so this H3BO3 also is written as BOH thrice. BOH thrice is also taken as H3BO3. So that combined with OH minus that gives BOH 4 times minus ion. Therefore, how many moles of OH minus ions are involved in the reaction with this one? Therefore, this is only 1 OH minus ion. Therefore, its N factor is equal to 1. Its N factor is equal to 1. Therefore, for orthoboric acid, N factor is equal to 1 because it acts as only 1 OH minus ion from others. If 2 OH minus ions are accepted, that is N factor 2. 3 OH minus ions are accepted, that is N factor 3. So in this case, only 1 OH minus ion accepted, that is N factor is 1 only. Therefore, for this, equivalent weight is equal to its molecular mass by 1. Therefore, here for this case, equivalent weight is equal to molecular mass. For H3BO3, orthoboric acid, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight. Equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight. Okay, so these are some examples towards your acids. So next, for bases. Second case, for bases. For bases. How to find out N factor for bases? For acids, N factor is equal to number of replaceable hydrogen set. Now for bases, what is base? Base which release OH minus ions is a base. Therefore, the number of OH minus ions released by 1 mole base is equal to acidity. Is called as acidity of that substance. For base, acidity is there. For acid, basicity is there. This acidity is nothing but N factor of that particular base. For bases, For acids, acidity is n factor. For bases, acidity is n factor. For acids, basicity is n factor. For acids, basicity is n factor. For bases, acidity is n factor. What is acidity? That is the number of OH minus ions released by 1 mole of base. 1 mole of base. That is acidity. That acidity itself is taken as n factor. That is valency factor. That is valency factor. See examples, some examples. NaOH, sodium hydroxide, it releases Na plus ion and OH minus ion. How many moles? 1 OH minus ion. Therefore, for NaOH, n factor is equal to 1. Because its acidity is equal to 1. Acidity is nothing but n factor. Next, see here, MgOH twice. It breaks down as MgOH plus ion, OH minus ion, or it may break as Mg plus 2 ion, 2 OH minus ion. In this case, only 1 OH minus ion released, therefore n factor is equal to 1 in this case. Here 2 OH minus ions are released, therefore n factor is equal to 2 for this case. Therefore, here n factor may be 1 or n factor may be 2 only. So for this case, n factor 1, for this case, n factor 2. Therefore, equivalent weight is equal to molecular mass by 1 or molecular mass by 2 only. Or molecular mass by 2. So simply, equivalent weight is equal to molecular mass by n factor. For bases, n factor is equal to number of replaceable OH minus ions. Here is only 1 OH is replaced. Here 2 OHs are replaced. Therefore, it is n factor 1, n factor 2. In this case, molecular equivalent weight of this MgOH twice is molecular weight by 1. Here MgOH twice is molecular weight by 2. Next. Next one. For AlOH thrice, aluminum hydroxide. This one breaks as 3 OHs are there. AlOH twice plus ion and 1 OH minus ion, or AlOH plus 2 ion plus 2 OH minus ion, or Al plus 3 ion, 3 OH minus ion. Here 1 OH minus ion. So in this case, n factor is equal to 1. In this case, n factor is equal to 2. In this case, n factor is equal to 3. For this substance, aluminum hydroxide n factor may be 1, 2, or 3. So therefore, its equivalent mass is equal to molecular mass by 1 or 2 or 3. So in first case by 1, in second case by 2, in third case by 3. That means equivalent mass of AlOH thrice is not fixed. It is m by 1 or m by 2 or m by 3. That was depending on nature of reactions, replaceable hydrogen. So in this case, this is equal to acidity. Here also equal to acidity. It is also taken as acidity. So in this case, acidity 3, 3, 2, 1. So acidity. For acids, basicity is there. For bases, acidity is there. So this acidity or basicity is taken as n factor. Molecular weight by that n factor is equal to, so equivalent weights of those substances. Equivalent weights of those substances. It is for bases. It is for bases. Now for atoms. For atoms, n factor is equal to either group number or 8 minus group number. N factor is equal to either group number or 8 minus group number. It is for atoms. It is for atoms for either group number or 8 minus group number. For example, sodium. It is first A group element, therefore n factor is equal to 1. Magnesium, it is the second A group element, therefore n factor is equal to 2. Next, oxygen, it is 16th group ra, nothing but 60A group element ra. Therefore, n factor is equal to 8 minus 6, which is equal to 2 only. See here, oxygen, n factor is equal to 2. 8 minus group number. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4 group number. It is first, second, third, fourth groups. N factor is equal to group number. 8 minus group number. It is for fifth, sixth, seventh elements and seventh group elements and. So because oxygen is 16th group, nothing but 60A group. N factor is equal to 8 minus group number. Now, what about nitrogen? Nitrogen is 15th group in your periodic table. That is the 50A group element. That is N factor is equal to 8 minus 5, which is equal to 3. N factor for nitrogen is 3. Next, for chlorine, it is the 17th group element. That is why it is the 7th group element. 7th means N factor is equal to 8 minus 7, which is equal to 1 n. 1 n. Okay, therefore, for oxygen, N factor 2, for nitrogen, N factor 3, for chlorine, N factor 1. So, similarly, see here, for O2, therefore, one oxygen has N factor 2, two oxygens have N factor 4. For N2, N factor 3, 1, that is 2 nitrogens are there, 6 ra. Next, Cl2 ra. N factor is equal to 2 only. N factor is equal to 2. So that means for one oxygen, N factor 2, for two oxygens, 4. For one nitrogen, N factor 3, for two nitrogen, 6. For one nitrogen, one chlorine, N factor 1, for two chlorine, 6, 2 only. So double the number and double the number. So like this, N factors are identified for particular elements. For elements, these are the N factors, in particular for atoms. In particular for atoms. Next, similarly, for ions, for example, Mg plus 2 is there. N factor is equal to its charge. N factor is equal to its charge. For Al plus 3 ion, N factor is equal to 3N. For Cl minus ion, N factor is equal to 1. Magnitude of the charge. Magnitude of the charge. Oxygen, O minus 2 ion, N factor is equal to 2 ra. N minus 3 ion, N factor is equal to 3 ra. Therefore, magnitude of those charges are taken as N factor for elemental ions. For elemental, and it is positive ion or negative ion, N factor is taken as their magnitude of their charges. Magnitude of their charges. This is for atoms or diatomic molecules, homoatomic molecules, or particularly for ions. These are the N factors. And if you know the N factor, their equivalent weights are molecular mass or that is ionic mass by that N factor is nothing but equivalent weight of the particular substances. So, dear boys, are these clear? Are these clear? Here I explain N factors for acids and bases, atoms and diatomic molecules or homoatomic molecules and homoatomic molecules. For acids, basicity is there, basicity is equal to N factor. For bases, acidity is there, acidity is the N factor. That is not constant for a particular, it is maybe variable depending on the reaction. Okay, up to now, this is a concept. Next, we are taking for salts. For salts, it is important. So see here. That is for salt, please write. Third case, for salts and N factor for salts. What is salt? Salt, it is the combination of cation other than H plus ion, anion other than OH minus ion. It is a combination of both cation and anion. The cation not H plus, that anion not OH minus. If it is H plus, that is acid. If it is OH minus, that is base. Other than that H plus and OH minus, any other cation and anion combination is considered as a solvent. See example. Example for this salt is NaCl. NaCl. So this NaCl is the combination of Na plus ion and Cl minus ion. This is cation, this is anion. This cation not H plus, this anion not OH minus. Okay. So in salt, the total positive charge is equal to total negative charge. In any salt, total positive charge is equal to total negative charge. Okay, so here in NaCl, total positive charge is 1, total negative charge is 1, magnitude of those charges for NaCl. Okay, so this positive, therefore, N factor for salt is equal to magnitude of that total positive or negative charge. Magnitude of the total positive or negative charge. Here total positive charge 1, here total negative charge 1. Either of these, any one is taken in. Therefore, for NaCl, N factor is equal to 1. For NaCl, N factor is equal to 1. See some examples. MgCl2. This MgCl2 contains Mg plus 2 ion, 2 Cl minus ions. So 1 into this charge, that is plus 2 is the total charge. 2 into minus 1, that is minus 2 is the total charge. So total positive 2, total negative 2. That implies N factor is equal to 2. N factor is equal to 2. Therefore, for salt, magnitude of total positive charge or total negative charge is taken as N factor. So therefore, it is very, very important. For salt, magnitude of total positive or negative charge is taken as N factor. So once you know the N factor, equivalent weight of the salt is equal to molecular weight by N factor. Molecular weight by N factor. See some examples. That is Al2SO4 thrice. What is N factor? Tell me. Tell me what is that N factor? Al2SO4 thrice. There is wrong. Tell me the N factor for that one. Write on the respective ions. So this Al2SO4 break down into 2 Al plus 3 ions, 3SO4 minus 2 ions. Yes, 2 into this plus 3, that is plus 6 is the total charge. 3 into minus 2, minus 6 is the total charge. Therefore, N factor is equal to 6. N factor is equal to 6, not 3. Okay, so clear or not? Next, tell me, what is the N factor for Fe2SO4 thrice? Fe2SO4 thrice. How much is the N factor for that one? Yes, correct. Aditya, all are correct. Correct, there is. So similarly, same way. In place of aluminum, there is Fe. In place of aluminum, there is Fe. So that is correct. Now, what is the N factor for FeSO4? What is the N factor for FeSO4? Yes, correct. Remaining correct. Who told that one? That is wrong. So see here, it is Fe plus 2 ion, SO4 minus 2 ion. Therefore, total positive charge plus 2, total negative charge 2. Therefore, N factor is equal to 2. N factor is equal to 2. Now, tell me the N factor for the following substance. That is Mohr's salt. Mohr's salt. Its formula is FeSO4 dot NH4 twice SO4 6H2O. It is Mohr's salt. Next, one more. That is potash alum. It is also salt. This is potash alum. K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice, 24H2O. So I am explaining this one. Tell me this one. Okay. So see here. See here. It is more salt. Its formula is this one. So its formula is this one. This ferrosulfate, that is, it breaks down as Fe plus 2, SO4 minus 2. Okay. Now here, ammonium sulfate, 2 NH4 plus ions and 1 SO4 minus 2 ions. Don't consider this water. Now, these are the total positive ions. These are the total negative ions. Now, total positive is equal to, here is plus 2 into 1, here is plus 1 into 2, that is plus 2 into plus 1 into 2, that is plus 4. Next, here is total negative charge. Total negative charge, 1 into minus 2 plus 1 into minus 2. That is overall it is minus 4. Plus 4 minus 4. Therefore, in this case, N factor is equal to 4. N factor is equal to 4. Therefore, for more salts, N factor is equal to 4. Tell me for this one. There is correct. And it's wrong. Potassium, this is the formula. Don't consider once again water molecules. So tell me other. Wrong. Harshit wrong. Ram correct. Kamal correct. Kamil Ahmad correct. And wrong. Bala Aditya wrong. See here. Try yourself. Simply K2SO4. 2K plus ions. 1 SO4 minus 2 ions. Therefore, A total plus 2, it is total minus 2 in this case. Al to SO4 already explained it. Here 2 Al plus 3, 3 SO4 minus 2. Here total plus 6, total minus 6. Overall total positive is equal to plus 6 and plus 2. Plus 8. Total negative is equal to minus 8. Therefore, N factor is equal to 8. N factor is equal to 8. Okay. So this is N factor for different salts. N factor for different salts. Okay. So for salts, total positive charge is equal to total negative charge. That magnitude of the charge is nothing but N factor for a particular substance. N factor for a particular substance. Now, N factor for oxidizing agent and reducing agents. N factor for oxidizing agents and reducing agents. N factor for oxidizing agents or reducing agents, or oxidants or reductants. Okay. What is oxidizing agent? That can oxidize others. That means itself reduced. Itself reduced means electrons gain energy. Electrons gained. Similarly, reducing agent that can reduce others. That means itself oxidized. That means releases electrons. Releases electrons. So here, therefore, N factor for oxidizing agent is equal to, here electrons gained. This means number of electrons gained by 1 mole substance. Number of electrons gained by 1 mole substance. In this case, N factor is equal to, here releases electrons ending. Therefore, number of electrons lost by 1 mole substance. Number of electrons lost by 1 mole substance. Therefore, for oxidizing and reducing agents, N factor is equal to number of electrons lost or gained by 1 mole substance. Number of electrons or number of moles of electrons, both are corrected. Number of electrons or number of moles of electrons lost or gained by 1 mole substance is nothing but N factor for oxidizing agents or reducing agents. So in particular, for oxidizing agents, number of electrons, number of moles of electrons gained by 1 mole substance, number of moles of electrons lost by 1 mole substance is nothing but N factor for oxidizing agents and reducing agents. Now I am explaining with examples. So see here. The commonly used oxidizing agents are KMnO4, potassium permanganate, and K2Cr2O7, potassium dichromate. Oxidizing agents. One is KMnO4. One is KMnO4. Is the best oxidizing agent. It is potassium permanganate. So for this, N factor is equal to, this KMnO4 may split into K plus ion and MnO4 minus ion. This MnO4 minus ion acts as oxidizing agent for this KMnO4. Now that's why I'm taking MnO4 minus ion only, not total KMnO4. So in this particular MnO4 minus ion, that is particularly Mn is in +7 oxidation state. This one acts as oxidizing agent. In KMnO4, MnO4 minus is there. In MnO4 minus, Mn +7 is there. This Mn +7 acts as oxidizing agent. Acts as oxidizing agent. Therefore, Mn +7 means KMnO4. Mn +7 means KMnO4. So this Mn +7 converts into Mn +2, or Mn +4, or Mn +6. That means +7 changes to +2, +7 changes to +4, +7 changes to +6. So here Mn +2, where it is there, MnSO4, that is KMnO4 may convert into MnSO4. There Mn acts as +2 condition. Next, here, may convert into MnO2 Ra. In MnO2, Mn is in plus 4 oxygen state Ra. Here, K1O4 converted into K2MnO4 Ra. Here, Mn is in plus 6 oxygen state. That means K1O4 may changes to MnSO4 or MnO2 or K2MnO4. So these are the possible ways where it is. So these are the three different cases. May convert as Mn plus 2 or Mn plus 4 or Mn plus 6. Where these are possible? See here. It is in acidic medium. In acidic medium, Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 2. Next, Mn plus 4. In Mn plus 4, it is neutral medium. Neutral or slightly basic medium. Neutral medium or slightly basic medium, that Mn plus 7 is changed to Mn plus 4. Next, here it is strong basic medium. Strong basic medium, Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 6. Strong basic medium. Okay, so in acidic medium is nothing but that is in H plus in acidic medium. A strong basic medium is in OH minus. It is a neutral medium. Okay, here 1 Mn plus 7 is converted into 1 Mn plus 2 Ra. Therefore, how many electrons are changed? Balance that one. Mn plus 7 changed to Mn plus 2. So balance is 2. That means it gains the 5 electrons. Am I correct? Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 2 by taking 5 electrons and by taking 5 electrons. Therefore, how many electrons? How many moles of electrons are gained? 5. Therefore, here 5 electrons are gained. Here 5 electrons are gained. Next, Mn plus 7 here change it to Mn plus 4 Ra. Mn plus 7 change it to Mn plus 4 Ra by taking 3 electrons. Therefore, here 3 electrons are gained. Next, here Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 1 Ra. Here 1 electron is gained and 1 electron gained. Therefore, in this case, in acidic medium, N factor for KMnO4, N factor is equal to 5N. In this case, N factor is equal to 3N. In this case, N factor is equal to 1N. So therefore, in acidic medium, what is the N factor for KMnO4? 5N. There, Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 2. Please be mind, you should remember these conditions. In acidic medium, Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 2. Therefore, N factor is 5. In neutral medium, Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 4. There, N factor is equal to 3. In strong basic medium, Mn plus 7 changes to Mn plus 6. There, N factor is equal to 1. So here, therefore, equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 5. In this case, here equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 3. In this case, here equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 1. In this case, that means is KMnO4 molecular weight equivalent weight is a constant? No, because it may be by 5, by 3, by 1, depending on the reactivity conditions. Because depending on the reactive conditions, so these are the equivalent weight. My dear boys, it is a very, very, very important case. KMnO4. What is the equivalent weight of KMnO4 in basic medium, strong basic medium or basic medium? That is molecular weight by 1. What is the equivalent weight of KMnO4 in acidic medium? That is molecular weight by 5. That is equivalent weight. So how much is the N factor for a KMnO4 in acidic medium? It is 5. For strong basic medium, it is 1. For weak basic medium or neutral medium, it is 3. So you should all remember, please be mind. It is very, very, very important case. It is all about your KMnO4. It acts as a strong oxidizing agent because in all these cases, electrons are gaining. Gaining of electrons is nothing but reduction. Any substance which is involved in reduction acts as oxidizing agent. Here, KMnO4 acts as oxidizing agent. Okay, it is about KMnO4. Now I am taking K2Cr2O7. Second example, K2Cr2O7 only in acidic medium exists. Only in acidic medium. Here, chromium, 1 mole K2Cr2O7 contains 2 moles chromium ions. Therefore, each chromium has a +6 oxygen state. Therefore, so collect that one. Cr, which is in +6, there is 2 chromium cells. In acidic medium, that is acidic medium, the Cr +6 change it to Cr +3. Balance that one, 2 Cr +3. 2 Cr +6 changes to. So from 1 mole K2Cr2O7 contains 2 moles chromium. There is a 2 moles are taken. Okay. So 2 chromiums. Therefore, n factor, it is the +6 is the +12 is the total oxygen state. Here +6 is the total oxygen state. Therefore, so now difference of these two that is 6 minus 12 that is -6. That means n factor is equal to 6. That means it gains 6 electrons to balance these two. Therefore, for K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium, n factor is equal to 6. For K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium, n factor is equal to 6. Not, my dear boys, most of the students, Cr +6 gives Cr +3. Therefore, 3 electrons are gained. Therefore, n factor is equal to 3. Absolutely wrong, Andy. Because not only single chromium is there, it is the 2 chlorines. That is why you should follow this condition. Therefore, it is not n factor 3, it is n factor 6. It is n factor 6. So for K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium, n factor is equal to 6. Therefore, for this, equivalent weight is equal to molecular mass by 6. So you should calculate the molecular mass by 6 is the equivalent mass of the substance. Equivalent mass of K2Cr2O7 is equal to molecular mass by 6. My dear boys, it is in acidic medium only. In our syllabus, only acidic medium exists for K2Cr2O7. For K1O4, acidic, basic, neutral. 3 conditions are exist, but in this case, only acidic medium existed. Only acidic medium exists. So this is for oxidizing agents. So here, number of moles of electrons involved is equal to, from 1 mole of the surface, 6 moles electrons are used. That 6 is the n factor for that K2Cr2O7. It is for oxidizing agents. Now let us take reducing agents. Reducing agents. For reducing agents, n factor is equal to, reducing agent means itself oxidized. So n factor is equal to number of electrons lost. Number of moles of electrons lost. Number of moles of electrons lost is equal to n factor for that one. So see here, FeSO for ferrous sulfate. From here, Fe +2 change it to Fe +3. Change it to Fe +3. So by the losing of 1 electron, so automatically charge is balanced. Therefore, n factor for FeSO4 is equal to 1. Only 1 electron is lost from 1 mole of substance. From 1 mole substance, the FeSO4 equivalent weight is, there is n factor is 1. Therefore, its equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight because n factor is equal to 1. Therefore, equivalent weight is equal to m by 1. Equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight. So it is reducing agent. One more example is there. That is ferrous oxalate. Ferrous oxalate is a reducing agent. Its formula is ferrous, Fe(C2O4). Ferrous oxalate. It is the formula. This FeC2O4 contains Fe plus 2 ion, C2O4 minus 2 ion. So this Fe plus 2 ion, when it is FeC2O4 involved in the reaction, Fe plus 2 changes to Fe plus 3, C2O4 2 minus changes to CO2. CO2. Now total how many electrons are involved? So 1 mole FeC2O4 contains Fe plus 2 and also C2O4 minus 2. Okay, so see here. So Fe plus 2 to Fe plus 3, 1 whole electron is used. In this case, N1 is equal to 1 and number of electrons. Next here, 2 carbons are there. So you should balance this one, 2 carbons. So here, 2 carbons. Now it is totally balanced by the loss of 2 electrons and charge balancing. It is minus 2. So 2 electrons are lost. That's why in this case, N2 is equal to 2 only. Therefore, 1 mole FeC2O4 releases total 3 moles of electrons. 3 moles of electrons. Therefore, 3 is the N factor for this case. Therefore, for FeC2O4, N factor is equal to 3. FeC2O4, N factor is equal to 3. So Fe plus 2, 1 electron is lost. C2O4 2 minus 2 electrons are lost. Therefore, total electrons lost is equal to this one plus this one. Therefore, 1 plus 2, that is total 3 electrons are lost. Number of electrons lost by 1 mole substance is nothing but 3 moles of electrons, that is nothing but N factor. Therefore, for FeC2O4, N factor is equal to 3. Is this clear? N factor is equal to 3 only. It is for reducing agents. So number of electrons lost by 1 mole of the substance or number of electrons gained by 1 mole of substance, so is nothing but N factor for that particular substance. N factor. So equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by that N factor. Molecular weight. So its equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight by 3. Molecular weight by 3. So this is N factor for oxidizing agents and reducing agents. So now up to now I completed for acids, for bases, for acidic oxides, for atoms, for diatomic molecules, that is homoatomic molecules. Next, for salts, different types of salts, and oxidizing agents and reducing agents, N factors are here completed.